Welcome back to Hot Kopics podcast right here on the Kop TV. Myself, AGT and Doyle. Right, it's a Monday morning. It's the 1st of April. Pinch, punch, first of the month. And what a time to be a Liverpool fan, Doyle.
Yeah, it's glorious, isn't it? I mean, is it? And Arsenal top of the league, lad.
No, Arsenal beat City away yesterday.
Yeah, they were celebrating like mad. To see that? Celebrating that that victory that they got.
They must be top of the league then.
Oh, wait. No, they're not. We are? Up the Reds!
Happy April Fool's Day to you all around the world. If you are watching us on YouTube, smash that like button, comment with your thoughts on the weekend's action, subscribe. Let's push ourselves as much as we can to get to 42,000 ASAP. And then obviously if you're listening on audio platforms, Doyle, what do they need to do?
They need to follow us, like all the stuff, subscribe, comment and everything. And look on Spotify as well, you'll find us there. You'll hear this little voice through your earphones and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the platforms, all of them, lads.
And give us 5-star ratings on
please,
the platforms as well. Should we have a look at what the papers are saying?
Yeah, let's do
on Monday
so.
morning. The Star have Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola saying last night that the Premier League is now Liverpool's to lose. Pep reckons the draw leaves the Reds as favourites to win the 3-horse race. Klopp on top. In the eye, top of the pile, Liverpool lead the Premier League after Arsenal hold City at the Etihad in their headline on the front page. They've also gone with that Guardiola quote which says, Doyle, title is out of our hands. And in the Mirror, top advantage Liverpool as Klopp's side beat Brighton to lead the way as City and Arsenal cancel each other out in the Etihad stalemate. The Times, Liverpool are favourites. A lot of people going with this title. It's out of our hands, according to the Daily Express. Salah turning up the heat. And the Mail reporting that Pep has criticised Arsenal for having a negative approach. Today's huge game between the title rivals. Let's focus on Liverpool first.
Yeah, of course.
And then we talk about the Pep quotes. I mean, we watched the game together yesterday. We did end up the weekend top of the table. It was just a great day yesterday, wasn't it?
It was a wonderful Easter Sunday. When you had an Easter Sunday like that, it was nerve-wracking. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't enjoying the first part of it. Liverpool won the game, but it wasn't an easy game for us, lad. It's one of them when I was sitting on the edge of my seat, like, can this just blow the whistle, please? Please. Everyone was consoling me and rubbing me back and that, because they were like, is he okay? Is Doyle okay? And it's because how desperately we want to go.
It's like he'd just been sick in the toilet.
Yeah, genuinely, lad.
Holding his hair back.
I'm shaking and that, like, please, Liverpool score a goal for us there.
Shout out to the Stapleton Tavern.
Yeah, it's a great little pub that for us, isn't it?
Stroud Green Road.
Got our little old firm there as well with the Scousers there that like us.
It's genuinely like a hotspot for Scousers in North London and Liverpool fans in general. So that's where we were yesterday. And as you say, bro, really nervous leading up to it. You were getting a fry up.
Yeah.
You ended up giving off to me because you were that nervous.
Yeah, I was. I gave him a bacon butty, lad. Yeah, I was. I was like, do you want a bacon butty? Lad, I'm ready for this game. I can't eat, mate.
And then we get in again, 1 minute 24 seconds, I think. Danny Welbeck, the
screamer as well, lad.
Man United,
really good goal.
Arsenal,
yeah.
Striker, and again, we can say it now, but at the time we didn't want to say it. But what a strike!
Really
control on it.
He likes playing against us as well, Danny Welbeck, lad. Remember that time when he got that penalty? That wasn't a penalty. Yeah. You know, he likes playing against us, like, and he's one of them players that I think deserves his flowers. You know, he's been in all these different clubs. You know, like you see that, like Jesse Lingard, he's not quite done what Welbeck's been able to do, which is pick himself up, take himself to another club, and just carry on his numbers that he's always been given. So yesterday was a great goal, lad. It was just disappointing that it was in the first 2 minutes of the game, lad. And it's such an important fixture as well. That's our bogey team. It started off like the Easter from hell, mate. But we're Liverpool, lad. And we've won more points than anybody else this season. I think since Jurgen Klopp's tenure, even literally 9 years ago, we've won more points from losing positions than any other team. And that's the mentality that Jurgen has instilled in this team, and it's beautiful to see, lad. It really is. It's consistent throughout every team that he's had. No matter what lads he's got on that pitch, they seem to get over the line no matter what, even if they're not playing the best. And we need to talk about Mache, because Mache yesterday, lad, wow. That is a World Cup winning centre midfielder. I think, genuinely, he's one of the best centre mids in the Premier League. He is Argentina's best centre mid. And I'm so grateful to have the lad. We bought him for £35 million, lad. That is a bargain. Mache, we love you, lad. Keep doing what you're doing, mate. We said at the start of the season, what did we say, lad?
Me and you said, I would say in July.
Yeah.
Maybe end of July, start of August. We were saying, Szoboszlai, you know, I don't think we had Endo at this stage. We were getting excited over Szoboszlai, but me and you as footballers ourselves, not pros, people that play every week, we were more excited. And I don't know, I can't vouch for everyone, but I can certainly vouch for me and you, that me and you said, that's who we're most excited about seeing, Alexis Mac Allister, who could, and I think it's almost got to the stage now where he is the front runner, in my opinion, in the whole Premier League, but he could be the signing of the season for 35 million.
It's him and Dechers. I think Dechers might just take it, lad, for the impact that he's had. Like, he deserves it, lad. Declan Rice has been phenomenal, lad. He has. But Mache for us has been just as important and just as integral for his team. And he's reminds me of Gini, but he's even better, you know.
Technically, I think he can do a little bit more than Gini. In terms of the legs and the running and the tracking back, yeah. But in terms of the technical ability.
Maybe not the dribbling side of it, but them lofting balls. How many balls did you see yesterday that he just floated over the top to Mo Salah or to Nunes?
That's what my
next
point was going to be. It's like that little partnership now that we see building up between Maka and Mo. It's almost as if as soon as Maka gets the ball, Salah drops in and then he's gone. You saw so many times yesterday where, you know, I think it was the left back Estupinian thought he had Salah. He's marking him. Salah steps up to make sure he's onside. Yeah. Gives the half look to Mac Allister, and then it's just a little. It's almost like a little 8-iron.
Yeah.
It's like a
loft. That's what it is.
And he can go long as well. We saw the long kind of over the top ball, but we also saw the intricate assist, which was
beautiful. That
touch. Wow. And the really whipped in ball from Szoboszlai, which almost is the pre-assist, which. It's the speed that kills Brighton with them.
And that's where you see our midfield shining, because Endo had a boss game yesterday. It wasn't just Macher either. Endo is a consistent 8-7 out of 10 every single game, and we love that kid just as much as we love Macher as well.
I do, yeah.
Szoboszlai was on and off yesterday, but he still contributed. That midfield is growing and finding itself now, and it's beautiful
and it's
to see.
nailed on.
Yeah, it is. That's our start midfield. Unless anyone else disagrees in the comments, I think Endo in the 6, Szoboszlai in the 10, and Macher in the 8. That's exactly where we need to be, lad. And
or
I think
just
it
2
works. 8s. Yeah, or just 2 8s, yeah.
And then I think if you are going to change it, you bring in Harvey for Dom.
Yeah.
There was little moments and small periods within the game where Dom looked a bit leggy. Yeah. I didn't like the lack of sprinting to get back and get goal side and Welbeck, because that's what Brighton did really well, to be fair, was they set up in a way where obviously at many points they had 11 men behind the ball, but a lot of the time Welbeck was placed to be just ahead of Endo or try and disrupt the midfield.
They played well. They played out of the press well as well. Brighton are a good team. Yeah, that's it. We just said this time, like they are.
They are a good team.
That's why, like, I was so nervous yesterday, because you don't win the Premier League easy. No team wins it easy, and it's these games, your bogey teams. We've only beat them 3 times in 10 games. Yeah. 3 times.
And we were, he was unbeaten against us, deserving 5.
He's a good manager,
4 Prem games and an FA Cup game he beat us.
Good manager, mate, he is.
And do you know what? It was nice to see at the end, Mac Allister receiving a lot of applause from the Brighton fans.
Oh, it's his do you know what? Like, why was that only just clocked in my brain? It was his ex-team as well. Team. And he played that well against them.
Xabi and Brighton clapped Mac Allister off the pitch. So they're still loved there. You know, this is a team that really rolled the red carpet out for him when he came back from winning the World Cup. So
he's a really likeable character, isn't he? Macher, like, as well. He's not just a good footballer. He seems like he's a nice fella as well, lad. We seen him with Ruby, didn't we, on the Liverpool channel, lad, drinking his mate tea and that. I want some of that, you know. Macher, hook us up with some mate, please, lad.
But I can't lie, I think Moda, Baleba, Adingra all did well. There's a few dives going on yesterday. I mean, now that we've won, we can talk about how we're top of the league and rejoice in that. Again, we're going to speak about Guardiola, how favourites we are, Brighton as well. But the ref yesterday, David Coots, and Anthony Taylor, I thought was awful in the game straight after as well. But it's the soft yellows, he was just sold a lot, wasn't he?
Really, lad. Brighton kept buying these fouls, and it was going on even more because they realised that they could keep doing it because the referee kept biting. It was really frustrating. Don't get me wrong, some of them were fouls, and they are, but not everything, not every touch. And we've seen a few bad decisions over the weekend. This weekend, like, I don't know if you've seen the Chelsea-Burnley game.
Yeah, the
see
pen.
that was ridiculous.
I mean, how we didn't get a pen for Mac Allister and Doku, but Madrid gets a pen for that.
This is why I'm not focusing on an individual referee, lad. I'm just saying that the refereeing standard altogether is just shocking, lad. Because that Burnley one, wow, I cannot believe he's got a red card and a penalty for that. So going into the Liverpool game, if we get loads of little fouls like that, I expect it now, lad. It feels like Liverpool have to do so much just to get across the line. The amount of times we score goals and it's picked through with a fine cone, lad. It's really frustrating, but we keep doing it and we keep winning, lad. So
and you know
we can't really blame the referees for not. And we've just got to carry on. It does fill me with a little bit of resentment that, you know, if we hadn't been robbed at Tottenham, how many points would be clear now? We'd be 3 points clear, lad. You know, and it's just frustrating in them type of fixtures, but. We've only got ourselves to blame in certain ways, so just carry on, lad, the way we're doing it, and not focus on these crappy referees, mate, because they're crap for everybody, not just for us, for bloody everyone. It's terrible,
No, they are awful, as we know. There was a little bit of rustiness yesterday. I think it took Salah 11 shots yesterday to score. I mean, he is... obviously, it goes without saying how clinical he is, the goals he scores, but is there any worry that... Or is it just that post-international break rust kind of let him get a couple of weeks to get himself back in, and then he...
Mo Salah scored the winning goal.
He did.
With a clinical finish,
and he basically
in
got
the box.
Assist as well.
He was constantly there for the chances. When he's not getting chances, that's when I'll start being upset and wondering if he's alright, lads, you get what I mean? This, when he's getting chances, no problem, lad. You can miss a few chances because inevitably he scores them as well, lad. So, yes, I think it was just, you know, come back from a two-week break, lad. You've been injured a month before that as well. Needs a little bit of game time to go into it. So it's perfect that we're playing Sheffield United on Thursday. No disrespect to them. It's just extra minutes for them to get a run out against a team that's not necessarily a Man City or an Arsenal or a Brighton. So a very difficult team. No disrespect to Sheffield, because you're still going to give us our game and it's still not going to be easy, mate. I'm pretty sure of it.
Against Fulham,
3-3. They're going to be fighting for their lives at the moment now as well, lads. So it's not going to be an easy game, no doubt.
The top table three at the minute looks like this: Liverpool on 67, Arsenal 65, City on 64.
It's not over.
If you're a stats man, I've got the stats here in terms of chances to go on and win. It says now that both Opta and Grace Note, I don't know who Grace Note are, now see Liverpool as favourites to win the Premier League. 48%, whereas Opta believe City have 34%, whereas Arsenal 18%. And that is going to go down as one of the tightest title chasers and races of all time.
Do you know what it is as well?
3 teams.
Arsenal need to be aware of the fact that the reason why their probabilities are lower than everybody else is not because the football you're playing is not good enough, because it's wonderful football. It's probably the best in the league at the moment. It is. But it's about the history of the Premier League in the last 5 years, 10 years. And they just haven't got over the line. They haven't been able to push themselves to trophies. So that's all it is. It's not saying that your team's bad, because it's not, mate. It's brilliant. And they're next up. If you don't win this season, next season maybe, the season after, you're coming, lad. And we all know it. But the probabilities for this season, going off history with City and Liverpool, that's why it's leaning towards us. But it's not over. Believe me. I know for a fact this ain't over.
In a game or two.
We're happy right now, lad, but we know. We both know.
It can all change. Yeah. You know, we got to get that result on Thursday. Again, we go to United on Sunday. We've got the Merseyside derby coming up. We've got to go to Villa. So we can celebrate right now, because it's rare that at this point of the season you're top for any team.
Yeah, especially for us.
But at the same time, we know it can change within days. Yeah. We could be sitting here next week with mud
holding some sausages, lad, instead.
Pause. Yeah. Big but do you agree with Pep when he says it's ours to lose, or is that just him winding us up?
Well, no, like statistically, it's Liverpool's to lose, right? We're 2 points ahead. If we win every single game, we have won them.
9 wins.
So yes, it is.
We're champions.
Practically ours to lose, but in reality, it's not going to go like that, right? Liverpool are not going to win every single game going towards the end of the season, and if they do, wow, you've proved me wrong. But I don't really see that. I see all 3 teams dropping points at somewhere. Maybe not City. That's the one that I'm not confident about dropping points, but we've got to hope that they do, because I can't see Liverpool being flawless until the end of the season. That's going to be mad. We've got to look at the competitions that all 3 teams have got to play in as well, right? Arsenal have got to be in the Champions League. We've got to play in Europa. Man City have got Champions League and FA Cup, lad.
Is going to help us. I'll be honest.
This is mad, lads.
The remaining fixtures, though, Doyle, right? Liverpool, Sheffield United, United away, Palace at home, Fulham away. This is tough. 3 away games in a row. Fulham, Everton and West Ham, Tottenham, Villa, Wolves. City have Villa at home, Palace away, Luton at home, Brighton away. That's a tough game for them. Forest away, tough game for them. Wolves at home, Fulham away, West Ham at home, and apparently Tottenham away. Now, that is yet to be decided, that date. But Arsenal, Luton at home, Brighton away, tough game. So Brighton still have a say in the title race. Villa at home, that's going to be tough for them. Wolves away, always tough. Chelsea at home, Tottenham away, Bournemouth at home, Man United away, and then they play Everton on the last day of the season. And at that point, Everton could be fighting for their lives as well.
Yeah.
Down at the Emirates on May the 19th.
Arsenal have got the heaviest fixtures.
But don't forget, Arsenal and City could play each other twice within that April and May period in the Champions League.
Yeah.
3-way title races. I'm going to give you a bit of history in terms of when we've seen other really close 3-way title races. 2013-14, only 2 points separated Liverpool, City and Chelsea. Obviously, we know what happened at Anfield between Gerrard and Chelsea and Crystal Palace. But we lost the title by 2 points that year. 2001-2, right? On 23rd of April 2002, Arsenal led Liverpool by a point, with Manchester United a further point back. So again, I didn't realise how close that was at that point of the season. Arsenal had a game in hand, but they were part way through a run of consecutive 11 wins, and then they sealed the title by beating United at Old Trafford. And in 96, in mid-March, so a couple of weeks ago, all that time ago, with 8 games left, United 61 points, Newcastle 61 points, Liverpool on 59 points in third. Despite having played 2 games more, Fergie's side saw off the challenge of Kevin Keegan's Magpies. So we've been involved, I'll say in brackets and quotation marks, we've been involved in 3-horse races before. And this one, I would say, even I'm getting Arsenal fans saying this title race is getting a bit too juicy for my liking. It's getting nice. A bit too close.
When you're reading them back, lad, like this has honestly always infiltrated my own mentality, to be quite honest with you. Liverpool in the Premier League have always just hit second best. They've never quite got over the line, and it's really been so demoralising over me last 20 years or whatever. So when we finally got that Premier League, it was great, but we didn't get to celebrate it. And in reality, we ran away with that league. We did. Like, we were already winning that league by March or something, I think. So this is why, to me, this Premier League title, if we do win this one, this is the one, lad, that I will be overjoyed with and remember forever, because it's so tight. There are wonderful teams that we're competing against, and we haven't been able to get over the line when it's this tight. We never have. So let's do it this time, lad. Let's get that victory for the Jürgen, lad. We need it. Us as fans, Jürgen, the players, I really feel like they deserve it, lad. I don't want to be entitled. I really don't, because you deserve what you get in football, and that's it. On the final day, you get exactly what you deserve in football. That's the way it works. But these lads, for the last 9 years, Jürgen Klopp, the staff, they've been working so hard to beat City by at least 1 point. You know what I mean? So I need it, lad. You know what would be beautiful for me, sorry, Arsenal fans. I'd love Liverpool to come top and City to be second, but by 1 point, lad. Just 1 point, and then also you can be in the same points as them if you want.
We want to have heart attacks, though, isn't it?
I want them to feel the pain that you have when you lose by 1 point. I need them to feel the sting of that, lad, because it's disgusting. My summer has been ruined about 4 times, lad. Just thinking back, I'll be in bed, lad, just going to sleep and that. I'll be thinking about the 1 point difference, lad. Yeah. If we just won this game against West Ham, if we just scored that goal, if that just went over the line, this season, lads,
that's what we want.
And the boys, that's what we're desperate for. Desperate for it.
Salah, 30 goal contributions this season in the Prem for him. That is now 7 seasons in a row where he's done at least 30 goal contributions across all comps in a season. Only Salah only Henry and Shearer have done that 7 seasons in a row.
So he's in that bracket with Henry and Shearer,
But he's been in that bracket for a while, but he is just
glorious, lad.
It's silly, really, how consistent he's been and the numbers that he puts up. And I do think, the goal difference is a thing that we need to concentrate on now. So let's just try and get a hat-trick Thursday night. Just boost your numbers up. It's again, with all due respect to Sheff, we went there and won 2-0. Tough game.
Really tough it was.
Over Christmas, I think. But knowing how many goals Arsenal have scored, knowing how close City are, breathing down our necks, going into that game on Sunday, Thursday's got to be almost a big confidence booster. If I'm honest, it would be better for us if this game was on Wednesday night.
I sort of want the cogs to be moving so that when we go into this Old Trafford, because it's not been easy for us.
Fresh and ready.
Yeah, we're already ready. We've got them movements in our minds. Mac is already doing them left balls before he's even touched the pitch, lad. He's like, I want that type of mentality. Rhythm. Yeah, I want rhythm, lad. And we'll be able to find it against a team like Sheffield. Hopefully. They're going to stifle us like mad, but it's at Anfield, so hopefully we can get across the line. But it wasn't easy last time, mate. We scored in the 90th minute to win 2-0, I think.
Yeah, I do think, though, if we get an early goal in this game...
Yeah, it'll demoralise them a little bit.
Demoralise them.
Take the wind out of sails, and that.
So I'm going... Obviously, we'll do a more in-depth preview for that game, but I am going for a big win on Thursday night. 4-1. That we have to get to really, get involved in the game on Sunday, and we've got to go there and win because, we'll be doing the preview with Flex on Friday.
Oh, mate, can't be bothered.
He's going to be giving it, isn't he?
That's the one. Next Monday, you'll see how we really feel about this title charge. If we get past Old Trafford, is the hardest fixture for me.
This podcast next Monday, a week today, boy, I don't know how we're going to be feeling.
If we beat United, though, mate.
If we beat United, then I would say.
I'll probably come here still drunk, lad.
Yeah, 100%. When would you say, and I've just read out the fixtures, you know who we've got, you know when we're playing them, when would you say we're favourites? What game would we have to win before you go Liverpool favourites?
Wolves at home, the last game of the season.
Game.
Lad, I'm a Liverpool supporter, so
it's horrible.
We can't say anything. And this is why we were telling the Arsenal fans when Liverpool drew against City not to count your chickens yet, lad, because even now we're top of the league. I don't think Liverpool are going to just go and win it at all. There's going to be bumps in the road, lad, and until the last whistle of the last day on the last game, it's not over. That's it.
I agree. I can't... Are City still favourites in your head?
Yeah, absolutely. Well.
And it's not that we don't believe. It's not that we don't believe. But I'm like you, until that trophy gets brought out on the pitch.
Even then, I'll be like, is VAR going to stop Jürgen from lifting that, lad?
I can't fully celebrate until I know it's happened. And I'm sure, whether you're Scouse or whether you're watching in America, New Zealand,
wherever you are,
Brazil, Japan, I'm sure you're the same as well, because it's the way we've been conditioned to feel and be.
It's the best way to be, though. You never count your chickens before it's over, lad. Never, ever, ever. That's what Barcelona did against Liverpool when they beat us 3-0 and we smoked them 4-0. That's what happens, lad. Don't count your chickens.
So that's on the pitch. Again, Thursday we play Sheff. We go away to United on Sunday. But off the pitch, I haven't actually caught up with you about this. Xabi Alonso, staying at Bayern Leverkusen now.
Fair play.
I think initially I was emotional to it. I reacted by being frustrated that he hasn't chosen us, but then once I'd heard his side of the story, once I'd settled on the news a bit, I actually respect him, because loyalty does no longer exist in football. It's nice to see an up-and-coming manager, less than 45, he's only 42, announce that he's going to stay and progress. What was your instant reaction to it, and then what was your reaction maybe a day or two after, and are you sold on Amorim like I am?
Instant reaction was obviously I'm gutted like everybody else, but totally respect it, lad. If Jürgen Klopp weren't leaving, there would be no way he's coming. So why is it all of a sudden that we want him, that we're going to get him? That's not fair.
Is that entitlement?
Yes, it is, lad. We don't deserve to just have anybody that we want. We're a great footballing team, lad, but we can't just cherry pick and then take everyone that we want and then moan about how Real Madrid do it and Barcelona do it. It's not who we are. It's not our identity. So I'm happy for him. He's got a wonderful team there. He's got wonderful players. I don't think he wants them to disband. And I think it's a smart move from him. He's going to a Liverpool team straight after Jürgen Klopp. He's going to a Bayern Munich team that's struggling. He's decided that he's going to stay, work his craft, and go from there, lad. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's the intelligent move. What's he supposed to do, lad? He's supposed to come to Liverpool, and then if he has a cataclysmic fail, then his career's over. That's not how he needs to do it, lad. He needs to go into this next season, and even if he doesn't win the league, he's still got some credit in the bank. He's still got some mobility when it comes to moving to different teams. He's a very intelligent man, lad. That's why we wanted him in the first place, right? Respect it, Xabi Alonso. If you want to come to Liverpool in the future, lad, and you're still doing as well as you are, we'll have you, lad. But for now, respect what you're doing. In terms of the sporting manager, how do I pronounce his name? Amorim?
Ruben Amorim. Just think of it as amor is love.
Amorim.
Yeah, Amorim.
Amorim. Right, so Liverpool buy Portuguese players, something that we've been doing for the last few years now, right? It was even talks about us potentially...
Or players from the Portuguese league.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
And Portuguese players as well, right?
And there's been talks about us buying a club in Portugal. I think there's also talks about us buying a club in France, Toulouse or something like this. But this fits our model anyway, right? He plays attacking football. What I do like about it is he's won the league for Sporting for the first time in 20 years. It's exactly the type of mentality that we want from a manager. Somebody that not only plays nice football, but drags teams through the mud to get them there, right? That's why we wanted Xabi Alonso, because he was getting a Bayer Leverkusen team that have never won the league to win the league. That's exactly what Liverpool stand for.
Bayer Leverkusen.
Never, because they've never won it, and now he's winning it with them. So wonderful achievements. But that's something that he's doing as well in the Portuguese league. So similar profile with what we're looking for mentality wise. I don't know his character because I've not seen much of him. Right, we've sort of been thrown into the pit here with Jurgen Klopp leaving, and we've just had to pick the best of what's available for us right now. But he doesn't look like he's a bad manager. And whoever it is, we're gonna have to take a punt on them. We're gonna have to take a chance on them because they're not Jurgen Klopp. Simple as that. So Xabi Alonso coming would have been a punt
to Amorim, right? So he played for Benfica. Was a decent international. Played for Portugal. I think it was the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. Played for Benfica at Anfield in 2010. We beat them 4-1. He was centre back with David Luiz and Luisao. I think Di Maria and Pablo Aimar played in that game as well.
Good place.
Decent defender, and then at 32 retires, and then goes to be the assistant manager at Braga, which if you were to compare it to an English team, it's obviously not a Porto Sporting or a Benfica, or even it's probably like the same level as like a Boa Vista. Beautiful stadium, Braga. It's that one with like a rock behind the goal. They used it in the Euros for 2004. Their manager gets sacked, so he steps up to be the main man. He's there for 3 months, Doyle, but wins them a trophy.
Mad.
And then he goes to Sporting Lisbon in 2020, I think.
Especially after getting a manager sacked, that means he's not getting good results, right? And he's been able to switch that team around. Yeah. That's literally the profile that we're looking for. Someone that's able to take something that's not working very well and create something with it. Not that Liverpool's not working very well, but after Jurgen Klopp, we don't know what variables are going to come into our team. So that's exactly what profile we want, lads.
Yeah. And then wins the league with Sporting Lisbon, wins them a cup. This season where are they this season? Let's have a look to see, because he could end the league with them top. I mean, he's a point top against Benfica, 10 points clear of Porto, Braga in 4th place. So yeah, I would say Braga's like a bit of a Tottenham in terms of Portuguese sides, but again, he could go on and do a madness for them and finish almost in the same way as Alonso might finish with Leverkusen. But then if he comes to Liverpool, speaks very good English. I don't know if you've heard him in press conferences. Speaks really well. Very impressive guy. I was in Lisbon recently. They're flying. They've got Benfica coming up this weekend, so maybe it's one to keep an eye on. 8:30 kickoff Saturday night. Maybe that is one to look at and get a feel, because that's if Benfica win. Look at that, mate. That's a title clash and a half. If Benfica win on Saturday, they go above Sporting. Wow. Whereas Sporting, if they win, and he's only lost 2 games as well, which is the same as Liverpool. So the record, I think, is 140 odd games managed in his managerial career so far. He's obviously young, as we know. The record is better than Xabi Alonso as a manager. Yeah, if I'm honest, more wins, more experience. So now it's almost like we've doubled down on Alonso. I was making bets out here saying we're definitely getting him. Yeah. And it's not just me. Klopp's spoken about him. The players
Everybody
have come
wanted
out.
Alonso. Lads.
Everyone wanted him. But are you now... basically, the question I'm trying to ask, Amorim, is he now the number one one name on the list, sorry?
Yeah, because who else are we going to get, mate? We can't get Nagelsmann because he's tied down to the Germans.
Xabi?
Xabi's not the profile. What you've just said about what he's done in Sporting Lisbon. Yes, Xabi plays good football, and yes, we've struggled to play against him, but he also concedes every single game. He hasn't won anything yet, and his profile to me, he's a bit arrogant and cocky, and I don't really like his profile when it comes to Liverpool. I don't think he's a bad manager. I think he's a top manager, but I just don't think he suits Liverpool as much as an Alonso or the way you're speaking about this Portuguese fella as well, lad. So I am confident that he is the best choice. Not confident that he's going to win his trophies. Confident that he's the best choice that we have right now. Yes. And if Alonso doesn't work out and Alonso wants to come to us in 2 years' time, happy to do that as well. It's going to be a transitional stage. He's young, right? He's coming into a team that's also young. It's also on an upward curve. That's what he's on as well with his managerial career. It seems like it fits well.
39 years old.
38,
so young.
Young lad.
And the way he plays, it's very similar to Liverpool in terms of the pressing, in terms of building out from the back. I mean, he's managed to turn Sebastian Coates into like Maldini. He's like captain and at the back of, in the middle of a back
talked
three
yesterday
at Lisbon.
He
How?
oversaw Paulina and Ugarte. Yeah, Ugarte.
Mateus Nunes.
Yeah. He's done all right, lads. So he's produced players there as well, and he's got them into the Premier League. So
The only thing for me is now, obviously, Liverpool's hierarchy will be looking to nail this down as soon as possible.
Of course.
You don't want to almost get to the end of the season still not knowing who your manager is going into pre-season.
Yeah.
And there's been talks of getting an interim in. I'm not sure about that. But because Sporting are going all the way in their league, apparently, according to the Portuguese press, the manager Amorim would only consider joining Liverpool if he was offered the job, but he would only make a decision at the end of the season. So let's imagine last game of the season for us in the league, 19th of May, going into the 1st of June when Klopp leaves, Pep Lijnders leaves, everyone leaves. I would say by latest June the 2nd, you need to know who the new manager is. Do you think we could be put off by the fact that he only wants to make the decision right at the end? Because, and I respect it, he doesn't want to have his head turned. He doesn't want to lose focus on the league. We want the same. It's got to be behind closed doors, this. I don't want it to be a public negotiation. I think there's a small 10 mil fee that we'd have to pay. Do you think we'd prefer to nail this down a bit sooner, or are we just going to have to go with what he wants and offer him it at the end of the season?
It's very rare, right, that Jurgen Klopp, for example, he has said that he's leaving mid-season. It's very rare that a manager does that. I don't think even if Liverpool have agreed a deal with anybody, that right now they're going to come out and go, I'm signing for Liverpool. That is not fair. They're in a title race, yeah? You've got to respect the team that he's at. You do not do that. Disrespectful to the max. So I think Liverpool might have already made the deal. Liverpool might have already said, you're going to be our next manager. And he said, out of respect for his fans, rightly so.
We'll sort it out at the end of the season.
Absolutely. I think we don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Shout me, lads. Just don't be heavy.
Yeah. And Liverpool like, no problem, lads. Yeah, we get it, lads. Yeah, we get it.
I'll get on to you.
You know what I mean, lads? Just at the end of the season, lads. Just give us a call there, lads. Yeah. It's just one of them, lads. I don't think we know what goes on behind the closed doors. And Liverpool have always been little assassins when it comes to our transfer. I actually love the way we do it. Just get in there and grab it.
And we've got Edwards back.
Yeah. This is the thing, lad.
Is this his first power play?
Yeah, I said this, so he wasn't here last week because he was in sunny Tenerife enjoying himself. So I was saying, Michael Edwards is perfect because he knows the profile that we want from our manager. He knows the characteristics that we want, and he knows the type of football that we want to play as well as a club. He is the man that we have absolutely needed when Klopp's left, because he's still left the remnants of that team. Yeah. So I think going forward, it's the perfect fit, lad. All three of them, Richard Hughes, Robert Hughes. What is it, Richard or Robert? Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, and then a new manager coming in. It's all going to be a lovely trinity, lad. That's what I feel like it's going to be. It's a resage of Liverpool, similar to what Arsenal are doing with their team now with young players. They've brought Arteta in a few years ago. That's what we're going to do. A young manager, upward curve, leaving all the lovely stuff that Jurgen Klopp's left behind and building on it. I think Michael Edwards is perfect, lad. I really do. That's our saviour right there, lad. It really is.
He could be the difference between us starting next season in the right way with the foundation all set, between us not, and becoming a bit of a mess.
This is why I trust, when you're saying like would they put them off towards the end of the season, this is why I trust Michael Edwards, lad. Michael Edwards ain't no muppet, lad. He's going to be like, right, we're getting this sorted, priorities done. This is what we need, new manager, Trent contract, just get a sporting director. That's what we're getting right into. And he's got Richard Hughes now, his mate, so which is great. They've already got a nice relationship. We're looking at managers, and yeah, Trent will be Trent when we see that lad happen.
Do you think the likes of Virgil, Trent, Salah will sit down with Amorim and listen to his plans? Do you think that Michael Edwards convinces them that this is the right place to be for the next, I mean for Trent especially, the rest of his career, but for Salah that maybe a renewed contract? Do you think between Edwards and Amorim, let's say mid-June, they have that chat, and do you think everyone buys into it and goes, yes, I'm
this
here?
season, yes, I do.
Especially if we win the league. Why would you want to leave?
Exactly that. If we win the league, I think Mo Salah says, go ahead, lad, I'm still performing, I'm playing boss, and you value me, I'm going to stay right here for Liverpool. And in reality, right, I think he could go anywhere he wants, really. Mo Salah could pretty much anything other than Real Madrid and that. But in the future, if he wants to go to, you know, a Muslim country and live and play his football in that country, he absolutely deserves to do that, lad. So, but I also think he could play until he's 35 in the Premier League and still go to Saudi and still earn the money and still have that lifestyle that you probably never had before, right, playing the football. So I think, yeah, Michael Edwards sits them down and says, listen, lads, you are the stars of my team. I can build a team around you three, and this is the project going forward. We just won the league. You trust my decision making. I believe in you as players. You can retire here, lad. I really think like players like Virgil and Mo Salah could really retire at Liverpool if they want to. They could, because they're that good. They could play until they're 35, lad.
Bro, I agree, man.
Genuinely, how old's Virgil van Dijk now? 32. Yeah,
32.
The fella
Salah's
is the
31.
best defender in the league at the moment, lad. Mate, alright, Saliba and Gabriel also, yeah. But them three are the best defenders in the league, lad. They really are. And he's 32, he's the oldest of the bunch. And Konate, yeah, but he's been injured, unfortunately, but he has been wonderful for us. Yes, I think Michael Edwards sits down and goes, right, you ready, boys? It's the resurgence. You're going to help us push this ship along before you get off in the next few years, but you're going to get the boat moving for us, lads, yeah? And I think they believe it, lad. And I think Trent is going to be instrumental to it, to be like, Mo, Virgil, lad, you need to get this boat moving for me, lad, so that when you leave, I've got a ship that's floating, lad. And
I'll be the captain when they both leave as well. Yeah, 2025, Salah's contract runs out
next year.
So
lad,
I think if we play our cards right, yeah, and we win the Europa League, if we win the Premier League, if we get Edwards in, if we get Amorim in, we could, and again, there's a chance that it doesn't go well for Amorim, but everything will be in place. All the chickens will be in the line for him to go and do the job. And that's, you can't be in a better position than
need
that.
Him to win the league, us to win the league, us to win the Europa League. And that is a sign, lads. Yeah.
Start the new era.
That's ideal, though. This is idealistic. Like, we are really hopeful right now. And that's all you can do in football, right? That's why we make these scenarios up, because that would be beautiful. And if it happens, that's where we'll feel the joy of it, because it's so unrealistic that all three of them things are just going to happen like that. But we can hope and we can support to try and get it across the line, lad, right?
And I think with Alonso, just to finish off on him, if I'm honest, I think he ends up at Madrid.
So do I.
Which, if he went to Liverpool first, I think he would still have a chance of managing Madrid. But I think once you manage Madrid, of course there's a chance that he could end up at Liverpool one day, but I just think that's too... The timing of Ancelotti leaving in Madrid and, you know, him finishing at Leverkusen potentially next year, I just think it's too... Well. And who's to say that, you know, we have Amorim for a year and Alonso becomes available and we go, no, Amorim's smashing it. Why would we... So that's what we hope to happen. Just a quick one on Everton. You know, obviously we're playing them fairly soon. Again, they've reported losses of 90 million for last season. If you've actually had a decent check on their losses and profits in the last few years, right, it's getting worse every year to the point where, like, it's dangerous. You know, these guys are losing 220, 240 year on year after a couple seasons a few years ago of them in the plus. But listen, man, 210 million was spent on Bramley Moor, scheduled to be open in time for the 25-26 season. I thought it was
this happens to all clubs that build brand new stadiums, like it happens to all of them. Look at Arsenal. Arsenal had to suffer about 10 years, mate, because they couldn't invest in players, they couldn't invest in the club in the way they wanted to, because they were building a stadium, lad.
So next year will be their final season at Goodison. I actually thought next year they'd go into Bramley Moor, but next season will be the last one at Goodison. And again, there's a chance that they could even be deducted more points. They're awaiting the outcome of the second charge.
Oh my God.
Do you think, and it's a yes or no question, let's say they do get another points deduction, knowing there's about 10 games to go, do you think they go down?
Yeah, they haven't won in 13 games.
That's mad.
13 games they haven't won for, lad. And also, right, you're building a new stadium. I don't want Everton to go down. I'm a Scouse with me, lad. I know the haters, and I get so much stick off me Everton mates and that, but I still...
Newcastle away on Tuesday.
Still want them to stay... Oh my God. I still want them to stay up. Lads, if you build a new stadium that's got millions of seats for fans, yeah, and you're in the Championship, I don't know who's turning up there, lad, to watch the games. I know Everton supporters, and they've got a lot of pride. Believe me, they do. That's why they're called the Bitter Blues, lad, because they don't back down. And if you drag their club into the Championship, lad, they're going to be furious. I don't think they'll turn up to games. I genuinely don't, lad. It's not because I think the support is great for the club, but also they demand a standard, lad, and they're not getting that. They haven't been getting that for the last few seasons. All the money and the ownership that have come in, it's been a shambles, lad. It's been one of the worst run clubs in the Premier League, which is a shame because it's the oldest and one of the mightiest, lad, and it's sad to see it getting run through the mud, to be quite honest with you. I'm a Liverpool supporter and I don't like Everton, but they're still Scousers to me, lad. I still want me comrades, me brethren, me city folk, lad, to do well.
Your Welsh brothers and sisters.
You know what I mean, lad? So shambles, absolute shambles,
it is,
lad.
mate. It is, I can't lie, it really is. So we'll see what happens there. Injury news, we should have Curtis Jones back for Thursday, involved in the squad, which would be great. Should have Trent in and around the squad. We should have Alisson back fairly soon. Should have Konate back. Should have Jota back soon. Matip's out running again.
Wow.
So I think one thing that we've forgotten about, or maybe not paid attention to, is all these lads, touch wood, are going to be coming back for the most important period in the season.
We need them midfielders. We absolutely need them midfielders.
So guys, it feels great, doesn't it? We're top of the table. It's in our hands. We could go on and win the Premier League if we win our next 9 games. And there's no one that can stop us from doing that apart from ourselves.
Except for them 9 teams that are in front of us to beat, lads.
But we can beat them.
Yeah, we
can beat all of them. So listen, nervy. I don't get nervous, but we are 1st of April. There's, 6 weeks to go. Who knows how we're going to be feeling next Monday, the Monday after that, the Monday after that. Jesus, it's strap yourselves in.
It is, yeah.
What I'm about to say. Strap yourselves in because we are about to witness potentially a madness. So Doyle, Hot Kopics, episode 108. Thanks for joining me. We'll be back next week reacting to that Manchester United game on Sunday, but there's a job to do before against Sheffield United on Thursday night. So smash that like button. Let's get to 50k as soon as we can. Definitely before the end of the season. I think it is doable.
Yeah.
But we need your help. So
yes,
if you're
please.
dicking around and you're watching this without pressing the like button, without subscribing and pressing the bell, just do us a favour. We need your help. Support us. Support you.
It's a massive thing
we need your
for
help,
us.
man. We need your help.
Yeah, these numbers help us a lot to be able to do the things that we do. So we really appreciate your support and all the things that we've built so far. It's been wonderful to be on this journey. So please continue to support us.
Me and Doyle have been doing this together on the Kop TV for 4.5 years, bro. It's beautiful. It is beautiful.
And honestly, we started, guys, I'm not joking, with just a table and just a phone, microphone, and we didn't have nothing. We had to make everything up, and I know that's what everyone has to do, lad, but we really enjoyed the journey and we want it to continue because it's wonderful to deliver this type of football content to you guys, and it's our life. We've intertwined our life with this football world and we want to continue it, so please continue to support us.
We genuinely can't unless you don't subscribe. Right now, let me just give you an update. We're on 41,863, yeah? So let's get that to 42 today. Right, but let's get to 50 before the end of the season. Send it to all your mates, and it would genuinely help us so much like you wouldn't believe. Doyle, once again, thank you, brother. See you back here around this table next Monday. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV,
the voice of football's most famous dads.
Come on.